Hey everyone, welcome back to the Tech Cult. If you're new here, this channel is all about real networking engineering, not theory, not lab exercises that don't translate into production. Actual hands on content from real engagements. Today, we're talking about something we built and we're giving it away for free. So let's get into it. So, this is Fabric Pulse by DeltaEdge Solutions. Free, powerful, and it runs entirely in your environment. How long does it take for you to get a clear picture of an ACI fabric you've never seen before? If the answer is at least 30 minutes of navigating APIC screens, taking notes, and manually compiling findings, you're not alone. That's how everyone does it. And here's the other problem: faults go unacknowledged for weeks, naming conventions drift over time, telemetry gaps grow quietly in the background. By the time automation fails, and it will fail, the fabric has been broken for months. Nobody noticed because nobody was looking at the right things. Health and automation readiness are completely different things. Your APIC health score can be 89 out of 100, green across the board, and your fabric can still be completely unready for automation. Most fabrics fail automation before a single playbook runs. So we built something to fix that. Fabric Pulse is a Python script, one file that connects directly to your APIC via REST API. It collects everything: full fabric inventory, fault summary, node health, tenant and EPG data, access policies, SNMP, syslog, BGP route reflector configuration, you name it. Scores your fabric's automation readiness across 7 weighted criteria, and it produces a self contained interactive HTML report. One file works totally offline. Share it with anyone: your manager, an auditor, a tech engineer. They don't need API credentials to open it. And this is the part we're most proud of. Every fault comes with an operational impact explanation, not just the fault code, not just the description, what it actually means for your network operations. No agent, no cloud, no data leaving your environment ever. Well, now I know what some of you are thinking. I already have APIC. Why do I need another tool? Fair question. Let me show you what APIC doesn't do. When APIC shows you fault F0104, bond interface down, it gives you a description. That's it. Fabric Pulse tells you that your APIC cluster redundancy is degraded, that if a second APIC fails simultaneously, fabric management becomes unavailable, that policy pushes and configuration changes are at risk right now. That's the difference between a fault code and an actionable insight. APIC has no concept of automation readiness, none. It doesn't know or care whether your fabric is ready for Ansible, Terraform, or any AI driven operations. Fabric Pulse scores it, specifically, objectively. APIC data is locked inside APIC. You need credentials to access it. You can't email it. You can't archive it. You can't share it with someone who doesn't have access. Fabric Pulse generates a single HTML file, open it anywhere, share it with anyone, works completely offline. APIC doesn't check naming consistency. It doesn't know that Spine 103 with a capital S and Leaf 101 with a lowercase l will silently break every automation script that filters nodes by pattern. Fabric Pulse catches that instantly. And the time difference: 30 to 60 minutes of manual APIC navigation versus under 2 minutes with Fabric Pulse every single time. Fabric Pulse isn't a replacement for APIC, it's the report APIC should have always generated. Another question must be surfacing: so, who is this for? Well, for network engineers who run Fabric Pulse before any change window, get a pre change baseline, run it again after, see exactly what changed, no more guessing whether your maintenance window broke something. If you're a consultant or working for a system integrator, this is your new first step on every ACI engagement. Walk into a client site, run Fabric Pulse, have a complete Fabric assessment ready before the first meeting ends. Instant credibility. IT managers, you finally have a report you can actually read and share it with leadership. No APIC navigation required. Clean, clear, jargon explained fabric health every month. And if you're building automation, Ansible playbooks, Terraform configs, AI agents, before you run anything against a fabric, you need to know where the gaps are. Fabric Pulse tells you that what to fix before your automation breaks. Basically, if you touch ACI, this tool is for you. So here's what running it actually looks like. One command, a few prompts, that's it. Now let me show you a live run against a real ACI simulator. Same API, same endpoints, same data you'd get from a production fabric. So I've already downloaded the Fabric Pulse from DeltaEdge Solutions website. So the first time when you run it, the macOS or Windows, it might flag it for the first time. If that happens, just right click open and click open anyway. Standard behavior for unsigned executables. But once it's cleared, it just runs. No Python installation needed, no dependencies, nothing to configure. See, now it asks for the APIC IP. Enter your username, your password, and notice the password is hidden as you type it. Nothing gets logged. Consultant name is optional, useful if you are generating this for a client report. I'll skip it for now. Output file name, leaving that as auto. And watch what happens. See, under 2 minutes, one HTML file. Let's walk through it. Fabric health score 89 out of 100. Looks healthy, right? But look here. Automation readiness 59 out of 100. Partially ready. That's the gap we talked about. Down here, fault breakdown. 2 critical, 3 major, and the total fault instances almost 1,000 faults, all unacknowledged. This tells me immediately that this team has not been actively managing their fabric hygiene. And the automation readiness ring 59. That number is going to mean a lot more once we dig into the criteria. Let me show you the faults first. Fault analysis 15 fault types collected. Let me filter by critical. 2 critical faults. Let me click on F0104. Here's exactly what I mean about operational impact. Technical description: bond interface on a controller is in link down state, standard APIC language. But the operational impact section, this is what our Fabric Pulse adds. APIC cluster redundancy is degraded. A bond interface linking the APIC to the fabric is down. If another APIC fails simultaneously, fabric management may become unavailable, blocking policy changes, tenant provision, and configuration pushes. High urgency. That's not a fault code, that's a briefing. Your junior engineer now knows not just what is broken, but why it matters and how urgent it actually is. Let me check the second critical F4674. Strong encryption not enabled on the PKI export policy. Exported configuration stored without encryption. Security risk if backup files are accessed by unauthorized parties. High urgency. Now let me look at the warnings. 888 port down instances. In a simulator, this is expected. Most ports are unconnected. In production, that number tells a very different story. This is the section that makes Fabric Pulse unique. 7 criteria, each one scored automatically. Let me click naming convention 65 out of 100. Look at the finding. Mixed case detected in node naming. Uppercase spine 103, spine 104, lowercase leaf 101, 102. Why this matters? Automation tools matching node names by pattern, spine asterisk, will miss node named with capital letters, silent failures. Your playbook runs, returns result, but it's missing half your spines. Fabric Pulse catches that in seconds. Now, source of truth 0 out of 100. None of the tenants have descriptions, none of the EPGs have descriptions. Automation tools cannot infer context from objects with no documentation. Netbox population fails. AI agents have nothing to work with. This is the most common gap we see and the easiest to fix. Let me check telemetry. 30 out of 100. SNMP exists, but it's disabled. No syslog, no streaming telemetry. If you're planning AI driven operations against this fabric, this is your first priority. And this, the remediation plan. This is where free tier ends and pro begins. In the free tier, you see your score and exactly what's wrong across every criterion. In pro, you get the prioritized remediation roadmap, specific actions, efforts, estimates, and which DeltaEdge service addresses each gap. If you are interested in Pro, link is in the description. But even without Pro, what you've just seen gives you more actionable intelligence than most paid monitoring tools. Let me show you the score breakdown. 59 out of 100, partially ready. Watch the ring fill. Color shifts from green to amber as it settles at 59. And here's the comparison: APIC Health Score 89, Automation Readiness 59. Same fabric, very different stories. The criteria bar shows exactly where the points were lost. Programmability perfect at 100, naming convention 65, source of truth 0, telemetry 30. Now you know exactly where to focus. So, where is Fabric Pulse going from here? Version 1.1 is available right now. Free download, everything you just saw. Version 1.2, pre and post change comparison. Run Fabric Pulse before a migration, run it after, get a precise diff of exactly what changed, essential for change management. Version 1.3, multi site support. One report covering all your ACI fabrics across multiple sites. Version 2.0, scheduled automated runs with trend analysis. Track your automation readiness score week over week. Version 2.1, this is the one we're most excited about. AI powered remediation guidance, not just telling you what's wrong, telling you exactly what to fix, in what order, with estimated effort and timelines, generated automatically from your fabric's assessment. The roadmap is shaped by community feedback. What you tell us you need, we build next. And that, my friends, brings me to the most important part. What's your fabric score? Download Fabric Pulse, it's free. Link in the description. Run it against your fabric and drop your score in the comments. We read every single comment. Your score, your findings, what surprised you, that feedback directly shapes the next version of this tool. If this was useful, hit subscribe. We're building more tools like this and covering real ACI and automation content from actual production experiences. And if you want to go deeper, if you want the pro remediation roadmap, or you want DeltaEdge to run a proper assessment of your fabric, book a free discovery call. Link is in the description. The download link is also right there below. We're building this community one engineer at a time. Come be part of it. There's a lot happening here in DeltaEdge, and we're excited to share all those things with you. So stay tuned. I'm Himanshu from DeltaEdge Solutions and the Tech Cult. Download link below. See you in the next one. Take care.